6:12 is your time. Bridget Pinson from US Cellular is here this morning talking about something that happens to everybody. You drop the phone or the tablet into some water, like a toilet or something. Doesn't mean it's the end of the life for that phone.
Doesn't mean it's the end of the life for the phone. Kind of depends on what phone you have.
Okay.
And also what accessories you have. So luckily enough, I have the Samsung GS5 here with me today. This is a water resistant phone. So it's not the end of the world if that phone gets dropped in a bowl of water or a toilet, whatever, whatever's handy. Just depends on how you react afterwards. So once your phone's been wet, it's really important. You want to pull it out as soon as possible. Get your water off there. A lot of people, the first thing they do is pop the back off the phone. You really want to dry your phone off as much as possible first, because you're going to put more water into the phone when you take the back off if you haven't dried off the outside.
Sure, and that's where all the components are, the battery, so that you would say don't do that.
You'd be surprised, that's what most people start with. So once you've dried off your phone, you're going to pop your battery out, and then here's the hard part. You really want to let your phone just sit.
Okay.
It's important to let it dry out for a couple days before you turn that phone back on. You want to give that internal circuitry some time to sit.
All right. What about rice? You always hear put it in a bowl of rice for a couple of days.
Sure. Rice is something you absolutely can do. Typically a bag of rice that's sealed. The rice is going to withdraw the moisture from the phone. It's not something I would say is a studied thing, but it's definitely something consumers have seen success with.
And after a couple of days, you have a nice snack to enjoy too. Once the phone is wet, does it change the lifespan of the phone? Is it going to not work as well, maybe?
Sure, depending on your phone. So if you have a water-resistant phone and you've gotten it wet under the standards that the manufacturer puts, you're probably going to be fine as long as you dry that phone off. Now, if you do not have a water-resistant phone and you haven't invested in a life-proof case, something to make it water-resistant, what's going to happen is those internal circuits, even when they dry out, they're going to start to corrode. And when those metal components in your phone start to corrode, you're going to have a lot of weird things happening with your phone.
Okay, so you might see the life expectancy of that phone go down.
Yep.
How do you know if you have a waterproof phone? I'm sure it's advertised.
Absolutely, it's advertised. You can check with your manufacturer. You can come into the store. US Cellular would be glad to go over what waterproof options we have. And then there's also cases. LifeProof makes water-resistant cases. We sell a ton of those because it's the time of year where people need them, but we must not forget that you can get caught in a thunderstorm at a drop of a hat, and that causes water damage too.
Sure. Or like you just drop it in the toilet, or maybe we should say the kitchen sink, but I know...
The toilet is a big one.
Yeah, I know, unfortunately. All right, well, thank you so much, Bridget. We have more coming up from you in our next half hour.
Well, summer is just around the corner. I know it may not feel like it right now, but that is kind of a bad time for any of your electronics, especially if you're sitting poolside. With us now is Bridget Pinson from US Cellular to talk about some speakers right now.
Absolutely. So we all use our smartphones and our tablets to play music, to stay connected, but maybe you don't want those right by the pool or in the lake with you or on the back of a jet ski, because electronics and water don't mix. But this really great speaker from it's Eco X Gear. It's a Bluetooth speaker. It actually, you can put it in the water, it will float.
Really?
Which is amazing. So probably don't want to throw it in the lake with you unless it's tied up to the boat or a jet ski or something.
Right.
But if you just throw it in the pool, it's going to float and it's going to play music for 10 hours. You can also take your phone calls on here. So your phone could be over, sitting in a safe spot, but this speaker can be in the pool with you or on your boat and know that it's going to stay safe and it's completely water resistant.
It looks pretty tough, like it can handle a lot of bumps or anything like that. So what kind of technology goes into making all of this waterproof?
It's really about sealing the device up. So the thing that makes this is there's a little gasket back here that covers the charging port, and really anything that goes to the inner workings is blocked out by that gasket, which makes it water resistant. And yes, you're right, it's also shock resistant. So it's something that can take a drop, not only into the pool, but maybe if you drop it on some concrete too, it's going to take a little bit of a drop.
Perfect. And so basically you can have it attached to your Bluetooth, have your phone maybe in your car or something, have the music playing, and then it's good to go.
Yeah, you can keep your phone safe distance from the water and you can still have fun, take your calls, listen to music, and know that you're good.
So you have your speakers, and earlier we touched a little bit on phones that can be waterproof. Can you just hit on that one more time?
Sure. So the Samsung Galaxy S5 is Samsung's newest phone. Water resistant, great solution for every day, but also for these summer months. We also have the Kyocera Hydro, another water resistant phone, smartphone technology, and then you can make any phone water resistant. So whether you have an iPhone or you have a Samsung phone, whatever you have, LifeProof makes wonderful cases that really make your phone LifeProof, shock resistant and water resistant, so you can get the phone you want and then invest in the case to make it water resistant.
And not even that, especially for not even just poolside months, but moms and dads that have a ton of kids that are just constantly playing with their phones, dumping in water. Maybe getting that case is probably the best idea just for all year round.
Absolutely. I mean, we invest a lot in our electronics, especially our phones and our tablets. Make sure you get a quality case that's going to protect that investment.
Perfect. Bridget, thank you so much for coming on the show today.